Yeah, what's going on, everybody? We are back with another show of The Verdict, Fight Society Monday recap show. It is good to see y'all. I am happy to be back streaming at a normal time. I did 4 a.m. the other day for the on Saturday for the fights. I had about 3 hours sleep, streamed the fights, and then got back to like a music festival I was going to with my family. But here we are, normal time. Got the obligatory caffeine hit. It's actually kind of fire. It's from a local coffee shop. They put an Americano in sparkling water. Now, you guys are saying, like, why are you switching up on your day one? Sparkling water in the Americano? That's fucking crazy. But here we are, a real one. Fight Society, real one right here with the Bougie Coffee Beverage Gang. What's going on? All right, Muay Thai Sam, bro. I thought CP versus JDM was going to be a fight of the year contender. That's what I thought too, man. It's I love JDM. Hey, I love that shit. Don't call my drink gay. I love that shit. All right. I said I love JDM and I love that shit. Sorry, I love JDM. I hate to see him get his ass beat like that. But also, this is not gay. Let's not go there. Just let me have my little caffeine hit. All right. All right. But yeah, I thought it was gonna be a great fight as well, and it obviously turned out to be a one-sided fucking ass whooping, which was hard to watch. And JDM. It's kind of hard to see where he goes from here because he got cooked by a grappler, then he gets cooked by a striker. It's like, you know, maybe he just might have had the cards aligned for him. You know, he beats Gilbert Burns and then gets Bilal Muhammad as a title shot. And then from there on, he can't compete with the rest of the top five in the division. I think that might be recency bias from me. But I think we have to come to grips a little. I'm not trying to switch up on JDM the second he loses 2 straight fights. You know, I've been sitting here glazing Connor for 5 years and he hasn't come back yet. But JDM he might be too small for the weight class. He might just, I don't know, man. I don't know. It was hard to watch. Rebuildable Ryan, it was hard to see JDM get worked like that. I just feel like since JDM lost to Islam, he doesn't have the same confidence and seems unsure of himself. I don't know if he's a top 5. Rebuildable Ryan, we're on the same page. We're on the same page. Paradox, good to see you, dude. Hello, Fight Society, former Mexican. What's up, dude? Barbaric Eric, Corral, Balls 304. Literally don't know what JDM's plan was in that fight. I think he had more trouble with the range. I thought he probably thought he was gonna be able to close distance way easier than he did. Give JDM Usman. Usman is a high-level older man on the decline. If he can't get it done against Usman, we know for sure that his title run was a fluke. Agreed. Studio Monroe agreed. I feel like JDM is going to be the Dustin of the welterweight division. True. He's going to be that guy that's top 5 for basically ever and, you know, never actually gets over the hump. I feel like JDM is good. Oh, I just read that. Wyatt drinking that might be gay. Don't say that, bro. Don't say that. It's good. The sparkling water in it was not a mistake. It was his father's shows. Yeah, it was his father's shows, Kara. That's how the rest of MMA YouTube, with the exception of Bedtime and Guru, looks at my live streams. They go, it was my father's shows. It was my father Wyatt from Fight Society shows, yeah. Nothing like Fight Society stream. Florida boy Cam, good to see you. I still think JDM beats everyone except Protest Islam Gary. Yeah, he would like probably beat the shit out of like a Sean Brady, you know? I hope. I hope. Do you think it makes sense that Buckley is an underdog? Maybe because he looks so bad wrestling. I still think he might win, but I think I'm going to end up picking Brady. We'll see what I decide on by the time the Friday pick show comes around. Do you think it makes sense? Oh, I just read that. Man, I put money on Protest and he came through. Dude, he fucking whooped JDM's ass. My brother asked about it because he was asleep during the fights. And he was like, what happened, dude? Protest won? I was like, dude, he didn't just win. He whooped JDM's fucking ass. Man, I put my money on Protest. How long does Rousey carry Carano for the show? Like a minute. No, I'm just kidding. Probably a round. She probably judo throws and arm bars her at the start of round 2. I'll always be thankful for JDM getting rid of Bilal's chip. That's exactly what it is. Like sometimes, you know, people in your life serve a purpose. Friends, they come and go. Coworkers, they come and go. Ex-girlfriends, they come and go. And, you know, those people teach you lessons. and they do something for you that is good for you in the moment, or maybe long term you realize it later. And that's what it is for JDM. Way back, we're going to look back and be like, damn, he got slimed out by the rest of the top 5. But thank God he got rid of Beneil as champion. That's the cornerstone of JDM's career legacy, is that he took the belt off Beneil. And we appreciate him for that. Barbaric Eric, Wyatt about to break MMA YouTube 2026. We hear Buckley going to clap Brady Cheeks, by the way. Hell yeah, boy. Complete decimation, true. Hey, Wyatt, hope you have a good week, bro. Monster Hunter, thank you, bro. I'm having a great week so far. Am I the only one that has a feeling that Strickland might pull it off? We're we're on the same boat. I think I'm gonna have that feeling of, fuck, man, Sean Strickland might do it. Sean Strickland might do it this week, and then the day of the fight, I'm gonna be like, nah, Hamzat round 1 sub. I'm gonna be hopeful about it until literally 5 minutes before the fight, and then I'll be like, ah, shit, no, he's gonna get his ass whooped. You got your ass whooped, yeah, get over it. Get over it, yeah, you got your fucking ass whooped, yeah. Newer subscriber here. What's the Fight Society lore? Nice to see people doing what they enjoy. What lore do you want to know? Are you asking about the baseball party lore that we talked about on stream the other day? JDM better than Beneil. Beneil better than Leon. Leon better than Usman. JDM still the GOAT. Fair enough. Fair enough. One thing about gay drinks is that they taste good. That's what I'm saying, dude. This is gay. All right. It doesn't make me gay, but it is a gay drink. It tastes incredible. But really, it's just espresso and ice with sparkling water. So you guys remember the fucking that old Andrew? I'm not an Andrew Tate fan, but you guys remember that old Andrew Tate clip where he's like, if you meet somebody, if somebody's your friend, you offer them sparkling water, and if they go, oh, it has bubbles, never speak to that person again. That's how I feel about y'all hating on my sparkly drink. Just messing. Have a great day, man. Thanks for setting a live schedule. I appreciate you, big dog. The lore is that was his father's shows. Yeah, it was. That is the lore. Oh, damn, we're live. Yes, sir. Monday live show. Your drink is glittering. It's not glittering. What are you talking about? A little bit, maybe. Still not past the sparkling water, if I'm being honest. Might have to call it a day. Dude, it's good. No. I'm not going to get bullied out of this, bro. I'm not going to get bullied out of this drink. I like it. If JDM lost against Beneil, we might have gotten Islam versus Ilya at 155, since Islam wouldn't have moved up to fight Beneil. True. Matthew, what's going on, dude? Good to see you. Yeah, we got a hella Erickson here. Shout out to y'all. I like it sparkly. It gives me a funny tummy. Exactly. That's exactly why, bro. Barbaric Eric talking about bullying me. I'm going to report it to YouTube admin. No, I'm just playing. All right, guys. Boy, oh boy, do we have quite a bit to talk about. And what's crazy is that Ian Gary, I know he almost got finished. I know Ian Gary almost got finished by protest, but he like kind of cruised through those first 3 rounds. Don't let him bully you, son. Sparkling water's okay. Don't let him bully you. JDM should get on a diet and cut to 155. He's already jacked. He has a lot of muscle. He could probably cut to it. Record-breaking high temps. Where you at, dog? For me, it is 64 degrees right now. Leave him alone, guys. If he wants to drink a woman's drink. Dude, it's an Americano. It's black coffee. Oh my God, I'm crashing. I'm going to crash out on you guys. Monday live. Let's go. What about those JP hoodies? Why? Hell yeah, dude. We are working on the website right now. We're ordering samples and stuff. And I'm thinking we're going to do the Piper hoodie drop first, and then we'll do the limited drop that we talked about. I think we'll do Piper first. You look similar, brother. Oh, to what? To JDM? Wyatt's boyfriend bought him. No, it was my girlfriend, man. Come on. Come on, man. Why are black coffees called Americano and not Africano? Actually, what's funny is my first job. Yeah, you look like him and Salkilld. Dude, fuck yeah. At least Salkilld got a win at least. Type shit. Thanks, dog. But I worked at Coffee Bean. It was my first like real job in high school. I worked at a Coffee Bean. And actually the reason they told us why Americanos are called Americanos. And it's because when American soldiers went over to Europe in World War II, they went to order a coffee and they were given espresso shots, and that was like too strong or too small for them. So they started putting it in a cup of water, like watering it down. And so the European like espresso shops or whatever started calling them calling the drink Americanos because it's watered down espresso. It is fire though. I'm sick of the Islam glaze. Him and Khabib are, in my opinion, two biggest weight bullies of the modern era. Ilya announces his come up and poof, he's a welterweight. Exactly. The zesty drink is from a coffee shop around here. There's a few locations around here. I think there's one in Venice. There's one in like Redondo Beach. It's called The Boy and the Bear. And their logo is like a little like Tintin looking character sitting on the back of a bear. LMAO, so European shit was too strong for American soldiers. Yeah, that is the name. That was where the name Americano came from. Unless my old boss in high school fed me some bullshit. Let me see. Let me fact check myself real quick. An Americano is called that because it is a cafe Americano, literally American coffee in Italian, created for American soldiers in Italy during World War II, accustomed to milder drip coffee. Soldiers found Italian espresso too strong and diluted it with hot water to make it more palatable. Yes, that is true. All right, guys, let's talk about the fights, gang. Let's talk about the fights. First off, hold on. Let me move my chat over a little bit. Let me move my chat over to this other monitor. By the way, thank you guys for tuning in for these Monday and Friday shows. It's been really fun. I enjoy like the set live schedule, so appreciate you guys. And it's really fun having like a set schedule, and it's a little bit easier with my video schedule to do a couple streams earlier in the day. I know that we get more viewers when we do it prime time at like 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Pacific, and we'll still have the Fight Society lives that are that late sometimes. But these right here, the show format where we stream, I talk to you guys. We talk about, you know, I have a list of topics for us to get to, that sort of thing. These stay up live on the channel. So if you miss them, you can come back and watch them later. Man, I've never been so excited before. I've never been so excited before this Strickland and Chimaev is a good one. Oh, it's great, dude. I've been more excited for fights before, but I'm very excited about this fight. I'm very excited about Khamzat and Strickland. I'm just hoping the UFC and Paramount don't pull any like really whack shit and like start cutting off Strickland's mic when he talks about Kadyrov, this, that, and the other. That shit would bum me out. It's nice that you have regular lives. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. If Khamzat fights in ego and doesn't shoot against Paulo Costa at 205 like Burns, Paulo might break his glass chin covered. Yeah, I agree with you, Piyush. I think that if Khamzat goes up to 205 and tries to play a striking game with those heavy hitters, he could get slept. I feel like Khamzat, he's a big guy, but I feel like he would be small for 205 because keep in mind, he used to make 170. How the hell did he ever make 100? How did this guy ever make 170 pounds? Hey, good job, Wyatt. What's up, Mr. 3? Love the Monday lives. It works for me. Thanks, bro. Hell yeah. All right. Let's talk about these fights. Ooh, what the fuck is on my face, bro? It's like a hair or something. It was his father's shows, yeah? All right, let's talk about the main event, gang, because this past weekend at UFC Perth, Carlos Prates, like we just talked about in the beginning of the stream, put an absolute fucking beatdown on JDM. And I saw a lot of people saying, oh, you know, JDM this, JDM that, he's going to bounce back. I wished he would have, because I like JDM a lot. He's a fellow ginger, mullet-haired brother like myself. But goddamn, dude, he just, like someone in the chat was saying a little bit earlier, I just don't know what JDM's game plan was. I thought he was actually going to take like a wrestling approach, because when he shot takedowns, Carlos Prates was fucking scary easy to take down. Like even at he popped right back up, but he was scary easy to take down. I don't have a mullet. It's called a burst fade. So it's like a buzz cut mullet kind of in the back. It's similar to JDM's. It's just not as long. And so here, like, for example, this right here, we have, like, first of all, this elbow is fucking nasty. And Prates was kind of hunting those, like, up elbows where he steps in. That shit was sick. But here, this is JDM. You hear when he gets kicked, he gets kicked and then he gets dropped. But when Prates kicks him when he's on the ground, he starts groaning. And I'm like, oh, mentally, he's checked out, dude. Look at this. So he gets dropped right there badly. Like, this is a fucking really bad visual. Carlos Prates literally smoking that JDM pack. And then listen to this right here when he kicks him again. Oh, they skipped it. Fuck, they skipped it. But this is... Damn, they skipped that last leg kick. I'll have to find the clip. But Prates, dude, this dude just is so comfortable in a fight. Like, he was sitting there in front of JDM, a former champion, and doing like a little like wrist roll before throwing a jab. And I was like, oh God, this dude Carlos Prates has fucking crazy aura. And this was right before the fight, them almost fighting. And then Islam Makhachev calls him out. Good job, Nutella cake. And then JDM getting his fucking ass beat. So let me pull up my other browser so I can block the ads. Because if I pull up Tapology right here, if I pull up Tapology while I'm on Google Chrome, they're going to crush me with ads. Here we go. One sec. Let me switch it over to my Brave browser because it blocks the ads. There we go. Alrighty. So let's get a little recap of these fights going a little bit. All right. He let him take him down a little bit. Yeah. JDM's face turned into Ferguson in this picture. I know. Am I the one who think Paulo might get more into Khamzat's skin than Strickland? Maybe. Low-key Prates' calf kick technique is literally perfect. Dude was torquing the fuck out of that leg. That's the thing with the calf kicks, dude. You can flick them out there without committing your hips as much. But all right, so here we go. We got the main event. And do they do stats? No, they don't do stats on here. But JDM, 29 years old. There's plenty of room for him to like actually evolve a little bit and come back with a little bit different game plan. I don't think that JDM's career is fucked yet. If he loses to like an Usman, if he loses to like a Sean Brady, I'll be like, okay, he was a paper champion and it was a fluke title run. But when we consider, like, let me look up, let me pull the stats. Because JDM literally had nothing for this dude Prates. We look at the stats right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Hold on. All right, so we have total strikes 104 to 53. Now, getting doubled up on strikes is bad, but when you look at every single strike Carlos Prates threw was significant, and it's 104 to 41, you get almost tripled up on significant strikes. And then, you know, the first round, JDM lands more strikes and gets a takedown, but Carlos was still pacing him up from distance, really still deciding where the fight took place. Round two, things really start to go in Prates' direction, where I was like, okay, this dude, JDM, is probably not going to make it out of the second round. I thought with about 90 seconds left in round two that JDM was getting finished before the end of the second, and I picked Prates round 2 KO. It ended up making it a little bit into, or not a little bit, more than halfway into round 3, and JDM landed one strike in that round. He had 2 knockdowns on the leg kicks. You look right here. This is the definition of one-way traffic. This is the definition of one-way traffic. And against a former champion, after you just fucking sparked out Leon in Madison Square Garden, another former champion, Carlos Prates, I don't even care if he skips over Ian Gary. Now, Ian Gary did beat him, so I'm not necessarily like saying he should. But it is a fight I'd love to see is, oh, can Makhachev handle this power? Can Makhachev handle this big of a striker? I mean, Prates, physically very imposing for the weight class, and Islam moving up from 155, he might have some problems. I'm a little bit concerned with how easy that Prates got taken down, because that was by JDM. I think Islam might drown somebody that gets taken down that easy. We saw it happen to JDM, to be honest. But what do you, guys, let me know in the chat. Hold on. I'm going to put a poll for you guys in the chat. Do you guys want, yeah, how many significant knees? I swear to God, so many fucking big knees. But I'm going to put, okay, Islam versus who? I'm going to put a chat for you guys. All right, I put a chat there. You guys go ahead and vote on that. I want to see what you guys think about who Islam should fight next, CP or Ian Gary. All right, let me catch up with the chat a little bit. Thumbs up the Wyatt stream if you're hetero. Yeah, guys, do me a favor. Like the stream down below. Like the stream down below. How many significant knees to the face? A lot, bro. Like 10 in that second round. And that's the thing, because what JDM was doing and the way that Carlos Prates set it up was really nice is because, let me bring it back to the full screen so that I can show you guys a little bit better. What JDM was doing, that, or what Carlos Prates did to set up that knee was really nice because Prates was going, you know, feeler jab, because they were both in southpaw, and he'd go jab cross. He was going jab cross. And so JDM, he would parry the jab, and then the cross would come. He would parry and roll. He would do a lot of parry and slip, and they were in the same stance. And so when Carlos Prates made that read, he started to go lead hook or jab to cause JDM to exit to JDM's right side, to Carlos Prates' left side. And so when Prates threw that jab out there, JDM slips to the outside, and that's where Carlos Prates, his knees are like at his fucking shoulders because of the way he's built. He throws the jab, JDM slips to the outside, and he's almost similar to Leon Edwards head kicking Usman, where Usman rolled out and got head kicked on the left side because he was rolling that way. JDM was kind of doing the same, where he would parry roll on the 1-2, or I'm sorry, parry slip on the 1-2. And so Prates read that, he went jab, and then instead of throwing the cross, he would throw that knee behind it. So he was just kind of walking Jack Della Maddalena into knees. And JDM just didn't make an adjustment. It looked like, in my opinion, it looked like he like kind of quit so early in the fight. Like it looked like after about halfway through round one, he was getting discouraged. I'm not saying quit, but was getting very, very discouraged. Very discouraged. Who is the best wrestler in UFC history, in your opinion? Wrestler or grappler? Because they're two different things. I think statistically, GSP is the best, or Merab are the best wrestlers of all time in the UFC, based on takedowns and takedown percentage. But in terms of like best MMA grappler, dude, I might put Islam Makhachev in that #1 spot. Or Khabib. I mean, as much as I hate on those guys and talk shit about the Dagestanis, I'm not like disillusioned about their skill set and their talents, you know? Manny be chillin'. Good to see you, bro. Islam needs to fight a good grappler that can strike any other. So, yeah, I mean, Ian Gary's a good grappler. Good-ish. Manny be chillin'. Good to see you, dog. I don't want to see Gary fight again. I don't care who he outpoints. Fair enough. Wyatt, we need a Fight Society Discord, bro. Make it happen. Yeah, let me put those on the list. The Joe Pyfer hoodies and the Joe Pyfer pink hoodies and Discord. Islam will just lay on CP for 5, probably. Prates Islam. Gary's definitely a better chance, but he's still going to get fucked on, probably. Usman probably has the best chance against Islam stylistically. Fair enough. What adjustment should he have made? I think he should have been shooting doubles from the start, bro. Of course, hindsight's 2020, and you watch him get his ass beat like that, and you're like, yeah, you should have wrestled. But I think that he was doing a little bit too much chasing, and that's part of why he was getting clipped on the 1-2s. And then when he made an adjustment, Prates adjusted to his adjustment and started throwing knees and calf kicks. I think JDM should have been trying to fucking Merab Max, bro. I think he should have been fucking Merab maxing up against the fence, to be honest. I don't know. I think he was just genuinely so outgunned in that fight. And he's probably a better technical boxing boxer. Like he's probably a technically better boxer than Carlos Prates, but Carlos Prates with the power, the speed, the craftiness, and of course the physicality and frame for this weight class. I think JDM was fucked. And thinking that it was a basically pick 'em odds going into the fight's pretty crazy. Have JDM bounce back against Shavkat? Jeez. Just kill him, why don't you, you know? I really didn't see that coming. JDM got mauled for it. I know he got embarrassed. And I love JDM, dude. JDM's probably a top 10 favorite fighter of mine. So it sucks for me to sit here and be like, dude, JDM got his fucking ass beat. But it's just, it goes like that sometimes, you know? Send JDM 2-3 years Dagestan and forget. True. The Bloody Finger, what's up, man? Thank you. Thank you. Been loving my content. I appreciate that a lot. To me, it looks like JDM trainers didn't even take into account that fighting Prates is not like fighting a 170 fighter. He's like fighting a rangy 85er. Yo, I saw this in my comments. Some of you guys agreed with me. Who else thought that watching Prates was like eerily similar to Prime Anderson Silva? Rangy, creative, hands down, bouncer. I swear that was fucking Prime Anderson Silva. Or at least the next coming of it, you know? You think we having a great card? Dude, the card, we'll get to that card, the 328 card in a little bit, but yeah, we're having a fucking generational card this weekend. Islam will hug Prates for 25 minutes. True. Protestic Muay Thai, true. If Islam beats Gary, is that a good win? A lot of people have revision. Yeah, no. Yeah, Gary is a good win, 100%. In my opinion, Ian Gary's a good win. His only loss is Shavkat. And then when you consider the rest of the division, Ian Gary's better than basically everybody in that division. Basically, I'm not saying he is better than everyone in that division. John Jones wrestling and grappling is above Khabib and Islam. Based on the longevity of his career, I probably agree with you, Nico. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He looked like Prime Silva. Maybe Silva reminds me more of Connor with movement and flow. Fair enough. Yeah, he is a little bit less twitchy. Like Anderson Silva was a lot of like very herky-jerky, and Adesanya was like that quite a bit. But you're right. He is more like flowy Connor. You're totally right. But we already have the fucking Mauricio Huffy Connor comparison. So I was trying to be a little bit more original. Beautiful art of 8 limbs. That's right, Greedy. Shavkat was on short notice. Shavkat was on about 3 weeks notice. He was already in camp to fight Buckley. And then they moved Ian Gary from the Buckley slot in Tampa Bay to the Shavkat fight. And then they put Colby Covington into the fight with Buckley. So Colby was the one that got fucked in all of that. I'm not like trying to like fucking shill for Colby or anything, but he was the one that had to fight like out of camp. I hate Gary, but he's good and a smart fighter. True. Yo, Wyatt just got in. Did you see the clip of Ty smoking ganj with JDM? Well, smoking ganj while JDM is considering jumping off the balcony. It's so sad, but so funny. I saw that shit. I saw that shit like 10 minutes before I hopped on stream. I was like, dude, this dude JDM does not want to be in that video. Ian Gary is talented, but his personality is the worst. That's the thing, though. Sorry, the JDM thing is that's what happens. These guys have certain like meet and greets and club hostings and shit they have to do that they get paid money for. And then if they lose, they still have to go. Like for the fucking Sphere event, when O'Malley got dominated by Merab or lost the belt to Merab, he had like a club hosting to go to. And that's how the whole Schmitty made it massive thing happened, is they didn't invite Schmitty to that club. Vanderlei Sonnen, what's up? Bro, if you're a champion and you beat a high-level prospect, you automatically take all the... Yeah, it helps your resume for sure. We saw the last Shuey years ago and didn't even... Was his last win on the last McGregor card, bro? Hold up. Was Tuivasa's last win on the fucking McGregor-Poirier card? Or was it Derek Lewis? Yeah, it was Derek... Yeah, it was the... We had him... Yeah, he fought twice in 2 months, and that was his last 2 wins. Oh, no, I'm sorry. The Greg Hardy fight was the Poirier-McGregor card. And then Augusto Sakai was on the Oliveira-Poirier. Yeah, it was Derek Lewis. Adesanya Whitaker 2. I think that was in Houston, right? Yeah, it was in Houston. How can we explain Australian cat that we want Ty out of the UFC? True. Just started watching MMA. How good is Prates' stand-up game? Incredible. Top 10 in the UFC, maybe top 5. Best matchup the UFC can make. Paulo versus Hamzat at 205 for interim. If they let Hamzat move up, I'm telling you, they're not going to have it be for interim. If they have Hamzat move up, they are stripping Olberg, in my opinion. It's just the level of privilege that Hamzat gets from the UFC. Sit out for a fucking year. Oh no, no interim title shot. Sit out for a year with no injury after taking no damage. Same with Ilya. Ilya knocked out Charles in 2 minutes. Sad. I know he had stuff going on, but no, or they did do an interim. I'm tripping. Ty's last win was on his father's shows. Yeah. Still can't believe Tuivasa dropped Ciryl Gane. That's because Ciryl Gane gets really reckless in the late rounds of fights. We saw he went for the heel hook against Ngannou. We saw the Tai Tuivasa fight. That's why I think if Alex takes that fight into like rounds 3, 4, and 5, that Alex will be able to fucking piece Ciryl Gane, because Ciryl Gane gets really fucking reckless and irresponsible with his defense late in fights. He tries, like when he starts to open up, he gets really reckless. Olberg is out 12 to 16 months. Yep. Yeah, they should strip him. What's the best base for stand-up for MMA? I just started with Muay Thai. Is that a good place to start? Well, yeah, no, Muay Thai is a great place to start. Yeah, I'd say if you're, I mean, the main striking that you see in MMA is Muay Thai. You'll see a ton of Muay Thai guys or guys that train Muay Thai. You'll see kickboxing, like K1 Dutch kickboxing style. And then you'll see guys that are boxers. And usually the boxer guys, they either boxed a lot growing up and learned to grapple, or they wrestled a lot growing up and they just added boxing to that because it's kind of easy to set up double legs from the boxing. Touch butt is the best base. UFC should incentivize activity. I'm telling you, if you're a champ and you fight 3 times in a year, they should give you like $1 million bonus. Less wrestle, yeah? Seems like MMA is becoming more about who can make the weight and have the advantages of height and reach. I mean, Ilia Topuria moved up a weight class and was the smaller guy, so there are exceptions to that for sure, but I hear you. Why does Ty still have a job after that? Yes. Tai Tuivasa will still have a job, crazy enough. After losing to fucking Louis Sutherland on like 5 days' notice. It's interesting that Muay Thai works so well for protest, but Khalil gets more. That's because Khalil's undersized for the weight class, in my opinion. If Khalil was fucking 6'5", he'd be probably really good in that weight class. But I also think like Protest is really good at Muay Thai. Like he has very Muay Thai styled attacks, but you don't see Protest up there with like a Thai style stance, fucking bouncing the front leg with his hands high. Khalil, you do see. So I think it's more about taking the aspects of a certain combat sport and applying it to MMA in an effective way. It's not necessarily about just copy and pasting that style into MMA, which is what Khalil does. Khalil just kind of goes, all right, Muay Thai in MMA. And, you know, it does work. Sometimes he beats the shit out of Jamal Hill, but Carlos Prates has Muay Thai attacks, but he has a very, like, creative MMA striking style. Like, hands down, shift, calf kick, elbow. He's mixing things quite a bit. Prates definitely has a boxing stance because his right is nasty, but he incorporates Muay Thai so well. He does get a little heavy on the front leg at times. When is Roundtree fighting? He doesn't have anything booked, but the rumor is Robert Whittaker. Rob Whittaker moving up the light heavyweight is the rumor for Khalil Roundtree. Also, I heard that Alexander Rakic is looking at a heavyweight move. I've mentioned that a few times in the last week or so. The UFC White House watch party at the Eclipse worth going to? Yeah, it's probably going to be super sick. We'll get to that later in the show. I saw that earlier, the renderings that they did. My mom was asking me if I was going to go. My mom's like, are you going to go to the watch party thing in DC? And I was like, nah, the White House card's too big for my channel. I got to be here doing a Fight Companion. I mean, genuinely, the only way that I would go is if I went to like the fan events on Friday and Saturday, because the fights are on Sunday. If I did like the fan events on Friday and Saturday, and then I just like did a fucking Fight Companion from my hotel room in DC on Sunday or something, but I don't think I'm going to go. It's way too big of an event for me to not be on stream for it, you know? Fight Society meet and greet for International Fight Week. That is something that's on the table. That is something that is on the table. Some sort of hangout with the boys. Welterweights be looking massive. I'm 185, 6'3", and they look like tanks compared to me. Dude, that's the thing too. Like when I was fighting, like, so right now I'm like 6'5". I mean, I've been 6'5" this whole time, but 6'5", 240 or so. I want to cut down to about 225 because that was my like walk around weight when I was fighting. But I remember, dude, I was like, at one point I was doing a same day weigh-ins fight. So I didn't do like a full on weight cut. I did like just like diet during camp, but I didn't do like a full on like water cut for one of my fights. It was a same day weigh-in. And and I was like 210. And if any of you guys remember, some of you guys know the Beverly Hills Ninja, Jordan Wright, former UFC middleweight. He's like my friend and he's my teammate and coach and stuff. I was like 210 and he goes, "Oh, nice, bro. You can make 185 easy." I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about? I feel sick right now because I've been dieting so much during camp." He goes, "Yeah, dude, you can water cut down to 85, no problem." I was like, "Fuck that shit, dude. I'm good." But that's just the mindset of a lot of fighters. They're like, "Oh, damn, you're like, you know, you're not doing any water cut and you're 210. You should just 215. You should just cut to 85." McG versus Holloway International Fight Week. I hope so. Beverly Hills Ninja is Chris Farley. Yeah, the movie. Yes, the movie. Yeah. But no, there was a UFC fighter that had the same nickname. Just because Simon Feck and Mose of the MMA holes are doing a meet and greet, you have to do one. I mean, I know who the MMA. I don't even. Who the fuck is Simon Feck? Who the fuck? Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know who Simon Feck is, bro. Sorry. I see that's your username, but is that who the fuck is Simon Feck? One of my friends was 6'5". Damn. 6'5", he was cutting a 190. Yeah, bro, not gonna lie, you can use a lot of water. No, I know. I used to fight and I've cut weight before. Yeah, no, I'm aware of it, but that's a lot to cut. That's a lot to cut. At light heavyweight, Olberg beats Ankalaev, Yuri beats Ankalaev, so they're definitely better. Roundtree beats Ankalaev. You think Roundtree beats Ankalaev? Wait, Simon Feck, I'm looking at your channel. Let me look at one of your videos, bro. You got some crazy shit going on in these videos. Okay, Simon Feck, I fuck with your channel, bro. I fuck with your channel. It's some of the most schizo shit I've seen on YouTube, but it's fucking really entertaining. Simon Feck, dude. Oh my God. Need a shameless plug? What do you need the shameless plug on? No, honestly, hold on. Let me pull up Simon Feck's YouTube, bro. This dude, it's some of the most fucking unhinged shit that I've seen. One sec. One moment. Let me find it. I just X'd out of it. Where's his fucking username? Where is it? Simon Feck. Where are you, dude? Oh, wait, where are you? I'm scrolling up in the chat trying to find your username. Simon Feck. Oh, Simon Feck, where's your shit, dude? Oh, here it is. Got it. Look at this, guys. Simon Feck, shout out to you for being in the chat, bro. Appreciate you. This is just some of the most unhinged shit I've seen on YouTube. Hold up. Yo, this is some of the most schizo shit I have ever seen, bro. That dude is a freak. What are you talking about, bro? It's you. What do you mean, bro? I'm watching your stream, Simon Feck. What do you mean that guy's a freak? This is crazy shit, dude. So we got some wrestlers, an 8-ball, a Rock'em Sock'em Robots ring. You're using the fucking push ice cream cone thing as a microphone, and then you got Monster Inc. What? I'm so confused, bro. Hold on. Somebody said 3 minutes in. This is the most schizo shit I've ever seen. Let me go to exactly 3 minutes in. That's crazy. All right, that shit's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, shout out to bro. This is really like creative schizo shit. No hate at all. I like this. But holy shit. Did the aliens take over your show? Not what I know. This. Sorry, we had a big viewer drop off there when we started reacting to that. So we'll come back. We'll come back to the fights, gang. We'll come back to the fights. Big viewer drop off on that. My bad. What did I just walk into? We were just somebody in chat was talking about having a meet and greet, and I looked at his channel. It was some schizo shit. All right. Anyways, we're back to the fights. We're back to the fights. Dial it in. My bad, gang. We're back to the fights. I apologize. What the fuck did I just watch, bro? Shout out you, Simon Feck. Crazy, eh? All right, but so we talked about Carlos Prates and JDM. We move on to, actually, we don't move on to because we have a couple things in regards to the main event to watch. Boom, 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 all right, so first off, we have, I assume kind of a joke because he's fucking massive, but we have Carlos Prates talking about making 155 pounds. He said, if Ilya fights Islam, then I'll move down and fight for the lightweight belt. Bro, I was scared as fuck when I saw that when I joined. Yeah, my bad. We had a huge viewer drop off when I started looking at that too. My bad. You guys are here for fights. I'm sorry. With my sparkling water Americano. But, hey, Goonmeister, thanks for the happy birthday wish. My birthday's not for 3.5 more months, though. Appreciate you, big dog. All right. So he says, Prates jokes about moving down to 155 if Ilya jumps over him to fight Islam Makhachev for the welterweight belt. If Ilya jumps in, you have to watch Islam fight Topuria. He said, I'll move down to lightweight and fight for the lightweight belt. I can make 155, but I'm kidding. I don't want to diet that much anymore. We'll see. Yeah, he's too low body fat, and he doesn't have like some crazy amount of muscle on him to where he can just, like, because if you have a lot of muscle, that means you're carrying a lot of water and you can cut. And I'm not saying he's weak, but he's just not like some muscle-bound Michael Chandler type of build, you know? Your parents fucked around Thanksgiving? I was born from a surrogate, but yeah, I guess around that time. Prates only makes welterweight because he smokes, and smoking helps with appetite. That's a pretty good point. He is big, but when you look at him closely, he's got a narrow. Yeah, he's got like a small waist, broad shoulders, small midsection. Like he doesn't have like massive pecs. He's got like a small stomach, small waist, small chest. He just has a wide frame. And especially, who would he fight? Because if Ilya was to move up, that would mean it would be like Sarukian against Prates, and I'd probably pick Sarukian in that fight, especially with how dangerous the fucking weight cut would have been. Okay, this is what I wanted to talk about here was the grunting from JDM, because Prates was talking about this. Yeah, he could easily be 180. I think he had a few fights at 85 earlier in his career. But this is the people talking about Morales will smoke him. You're on drugs, dude.
Done like when I hit him, he was like, oh,
That's such a crazy, dude. A Happy Punch did JDM fucking dirty with that. Oh shit, I just knocked my water over. Hold up. Yeah, JDM does have a fucking terrible poker face. Like, I mean, man, like, look at this. Dude, what's crazy? McGregor snaps his leg in half, makes it to the end of the round, and still puts on a full like post-fight interview, does this on the way out on the stretcher. JDM gets calf kicked like 6 times and he's fucking crying. I love JDM, so I'm not trying to like be an asshole about it, but it's what happened, bro.
He was done like.
And leave it to me to find something to fucking to bring it back to McGregor, you know?
When I hit him, he was like, oh.
That sucks, man. JDM, we had so much riding on you, bro. JDM doesn't have a good poker face. Ilya said the oblique kicks are annoying, but you got to ignore it. Oh, those are calf kicks, not oblique kicks, but you got to ignore it and you can't let your opponent know what's working on you. True. JDM doesn't seem like he wants to do any MMA anymore. They said he got paid $700K for that fight. If I was him too, I would be taking the paychecks as well. And I wanted to talk about this post as well from Emil Sardarian at Stand 'Em Up. Shout out to Stand 'Em Up. But it says the UFC tried to make this fight, by the way, because this did get offers. Prates confirmed that they offered him McGregor. And then after he said yes, they offered it to McGregor and the UFC never got back to him. William Wallace, good to see you, brother. How you doing? But yeah, like thinking about McGregor, because at McGregor at 170, you think of the times he's fought at 170, it was Diaz twice and Cowboy. So they were all 155ers, really. It was really, they were all 55ers, and Prates is a 70 pounder that probably could be at 85. McGregor would get killed, bro. Like this right here. I could not overstate how bad Prates would do Conor McGregor. Exactly, dude. McGregor would get low-key like molested by Prates. Not even joking. Conor after feeling the first calf kick. Shout out to Stand 'Em Up. This is I didn't even think about this in the moment because we talked about McGregor Prates a few weeks ago, but I didn't even think about it until I saw this post. I was like, damn, dude, they almost fed Conor with a 5-year layoff to this guy. I swear the interview in Spanish, Ilya said oblique, but I guess he misspoke. Oh yeah, I mean maybe he's talking. Oblique kicks are when you're doing that kind of like stomp on the front of your opponent's knee, like what Ian Gary does it a lot. John Jones has done it a lot. Ian Gary fucked up Shavkat's knee with that shit. Goonmeister, enough with the weird shit, bro. I don't want to have to put you in timeout. All right, we're talking about fights right now. Islam and Ilya and Islam both left their 145 and 55 belt because they were cutting weight and it was too much. True, but Ilya's gonna. We saw the interview. Ilya said he's gonna keep the belt if he moves up because it would probably be for one fight. He wouldn't just stay at 170. He's too small. Still think Prates could stuff Islam's takedowns with a knee to the face? Yes, I do. Yeah, I know. Goonmeister's Jack Barsky. Oh yeah, I banned the Jack Barsky account. Okay, we'll let him go a little bit. Conor is about to fight Jake soon anyways. No, he's still on UFC contract. All right. Here's the deal, Goonmeister. Okay, cool. So you wanted me to look up about a baby having flat head syndrome. That's fucking retarded. You're in timeout. You're on a 24-hour timeout. I don't feel like dealing with you today. What do you think of Cam Rouston? He's good. He's big for the weight class. He's well-rounded. We'll see how far he goes, but I like the upside from him so far. You know, you've made it on YouTube when banned dudes make new accounts. Yeah, it happens a lot. I banned that Relentless Yuri account the other day because he was glazing Jaden Cable in my fucking chat. Yeah, Tai Tuivasa's got to make some fucking changes, bro. Tai Tuivasa's got to make some changes. I think he's there for a paycheck, and he knows the UFC will probably give him 2 more, and then he'll just go to like BKFC, PFL, fuck it, maybe even he wrestles like Gable Steveson and Raf or some shit. But speaking of Tuivasa, you see right here, Tai Tuivasa says, sorry, I tried, I felt good, I put in the work and didn't get the result. I feel like a shit cunt, let my fans down again. Back to the drawing board for me, cunt of a sport, but I will never give up. I'm from Western Sydney, you got to put me out for me to get... Bro, you gave up in every single... Bro, you were in side control with Louis Sutherland, laying flat on your back with your legs extended, not digging for underhooks, not getting your feet under your butt and fucking trying to buck a little bit and get your hips moving, recollect guard or half guard and wrestle up. You did give up. You did give up, Tai Tuivasa. You're a cool guy, man, but you're not good at this fighting thing. Sorry to all my fans, I really am, and to my team, I love yous. Oh, Jesus Christ, Tai. Power slap, true, Mora, you're right. Power slap for Tai Tuivasa. He could be like, they put him up against Dumpling, they put him up against the Crazy Hawaiian. I've seen enough power slap promos to know a couple guys. Never watched Power Slap live once in my life, but I know some of their people just from the ads. The Crazy Hawaiian and Wolverine and Dumpling, the fucking name. They got WWE names. Yeah, he fucking blows, bro. Do you think they're gonna keep Tai Tuivasa? No, they're gonna keep... Jailton Almeida got cut from the UFC and Tai Tuivasa has a job. Nuts, right? Wyatt be throwing timeouts to cousin touchers regularly? True. Remember when Tai got lucky? Yeah, but Greg Hardy just sucks. He sucks worse than Tai. They were pushing Power Slap hard in Vegas. I think they're probably angling that shit for like degen gamblers. They're like, please put some money on this shit. What do we have here? What's this one? Oh, yeah, this was one other thing I want to talk about too. Is we had like weird line movement where Urseg and Elliott went from Urseg minus 430 to minus 60. And people were like, oh, fucking Isaac Dolgarian situation. Then Urseg went out there and put on a fucking great performance. Power slap is money laundering, possibly, dude. I kind of want to make a video about it being a tax write-off for the UFC. Jailton Almeida was built like an aesthetic heavyweight, much better than Blob. Tai, I know, man. They've kept Tai because he's friends with Steve Will Do It. Yeah, there's a lot of like trouble in paradise with that fucking with that clique, right? Because I think Steve and it doesn't even fucking matter, but I think they have beef over some money shit. I have a friend that is I have a friend that's really, really tight with both Kyle from Nelk and Steve. And I asked him about it, and he was like, I don't even know, man. I don't want to touch it. It's messy. He was like, I don't even know what's going on. They're both my friends, but I don't want to touch it. And I was like, all right, shit, no, cool. I won't ask any more questions. Tai versus Asplin would be fun, but I think Steven Asplin would just put the fucking cardio on him. Heavyweight Nate Diaz, his shit. Tai versus Asplin would be fun, yeah. Tai legitimately doesn't train. Like the clip of Joe Rogan being like, he doesn't even train. That's actually true with Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa, he lost 7 straight UFC fights because let's not forget, man, he doesn't even train. Power slap being a tax write-off makes perfect sense. A lot more than just views. True. The UFC is a dirty, dirty business. Yeah, exactly, Richard. You're totally right. But hold on, let me get back to. But let's get back to the fights here because we have some things to recap. Okay, so we move on from the main event. We already talked about the main event. We're good on that. Let's talk about this Quillan Salkilld versus Beneil Dariush. Because wait a second. They didn't score fucking Beneil Dariush's knockdown. I swear Beneil Dariush dropped Quillan Salkilld with a left hand. Hold on. Did they not count it as a knockdown because he only dropped to a knee? They didn't score it as a knockdown. I swear that was a fucking knockdown, dude. Yeah, 100. Thank you, Eric. Yes, 100%. Has Gary versus Islam been announced? No. It's looking like they're going to do it August 15th in Philly. See, where's this knockdown for Dariush? Let me find it. I think it was right here. That was a knockdown. Hold on. I'm going to kill the sound. I'm going to put it on the screen, but I'm going to kill the sound. Hold on. So here, okay, body kick. Yeah, it was that left hand right there. That's a fucking knockdown, dude. That's a fucking knockdown, 100%. It was a clean knockdown. Even Salkilld admitted it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. What the hell is this? What the hell is this stat of no knockdowns? It's kind of like Usman, how when he got taken down by Colby, they didn't give Colby the takedown. Quillan was an eternal MMA former champion. That was not a slip. I swear that was not a slip, bro. That was a knockdown. Wish the UFC could launch a kickboxing competition like Sign Rod. That's what I was saying in one of my videos. I agree with you. UFC stats just as inaccurate as rankings. I know this revisionist history shit, dude. But anyways, Quillan Salkilld, I think he came out thinking like, oh, Beneil Dariush just got slimed out in 16 seconds by BSD. I'm about to do this guy fucking dirty. And then he realized that BSD was a little, or that not BSD, that Beneil Dariush was a little bit more game than he was expecting. And then he turned it on. And in the moment I was like, oh shit, that was a quick stoppage. But then when you see the other angle where it shows them instead of from the backside, instead of the back shots, the front shots, and Beneil went limp. So like, yeah, Quillan Salkilld top 15 now, and he got a finish and a bonus, but that's something to keep an eye on going forward is his recklessness, you know, because he came in, he's like, I'm going to fucking school this guy, Beneil Dariush. I'm going to school this old man. And it cost him. I mean, I think Beneil Dariush came out way more aggressive than he was ready for. All that said, for the result to still be a first round TKO for Quillan Salkilld, which is a great win for him. And it was a big step up from like Jamie Malarkey was his last fight, I think. But that was a bad look to allow Beneil Dariush to drop you in the first minute of the fight. Because if we're talking about the top of this division, let me pull up the UFC rankings real quick. If we're talking about the top of this lightweight division, let's see. You take that exact same punch from the top guys. I wouldn't say Holloway has the punching power to do that, but he did KO Gaethje. I would say the top four: Topuria, Gaethje, Saruki, and Oliveira. Those guys, though, that punch fucking slumps Salkilld if it's not BSD. Or not BSD. I keep saying BSD because Beneil Dariush, BSD, they sound pretty similar. But I mean, Beneil still has some power in his hands. But if you think of Justin Gaethje landing that shot, think of Ilia Topuria landing that shot, dude, you're fucking dead. Arturo, what's up, big dog? Good to see you. OG of the channel, my man. Looked like a clean knockout to me. Yeah, that was a clean knockdown, and they didn't score it. That's fucking weird. That's the UFC favoring their favorite prospects. Hold on a sec. What's this weight thing they're showing here? Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened there? They just had Beneil Quillan Salkilld at 170. And you guys saw that on the screen, right? Now I can't find it. It's gone now. That shit said 170.5 for Quillan Salkilld. That might have been in glitch. That might have been the main event. Anyways, Benny's chin has been done. That's a good point. Yeah. Was Dariush supposed to fight Nick Diaz before Nick had his issues? No, Tony was supposed to fight Nick. And then I think, I mean, let's look at Nick's Tapology because they show canceled fights. They show fizzled fights. Let's see. No, Vicente Luque is who he was supposed to fight. Yeah, Nick Diaz was supposed to fight Vicente Luque before he had the problems. Damn, dude. Sad story for Nick because Nate seems to have everything like figured out. You know, I know he's like, you know, not in the UFC or in anything anymore, but like big paychecks, married, has a kid or kids, and then, you know, just like, and then Nick's just crashing out. You guys remember that beef that I got into with that other YouTuber? Nick always had mental issues. That is true. That is true. But like we were talking about, somebody said, or Gizmo said he called out Gamrot. I don't know if I like that. Gamrot's crafty. Gamrot's tough, but boring. Yeah, I could see Quillan Salkilld get wrestled to like a... Because here's the thing with Gamrot. He finds a way to like get dropped every fight. I know he didn't get dropped by Ribovics, if I remember correctly, but he finds a way to get dropped and then rally. He like gets dropped in the first, rallies, and then wins rounds 2 and 3. I could see that happening with Quillan Salkilld, where Quillan Salkilld like nukes him with a right hand in the first round. Gamrot gets sat down to his ass and then wrestles up to a double leg. And then we get, you know, he loses that round because of the knockdown and then wrestles his way to a 29-28. I could see Salkilld getting fraud checked by like a Gamrot, to be honest. Perry Punch? Yeah, it was Perry Punch. You beefed it with a YouTuber? No, it was Perry Punch. Ugh. Just got home from work, bro. Please don't tell on you ending stream soon. No. We're good. We're good. We still got the card to get through. We got some other recap stuff. We'll be on here for a cool minute. And then I'll do a video after the stream as well. Has his mom kicked him out yet? Nah, dude. Who the hell is Perry Punch? That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. I should clip that and DM it to him on Instagram. I remember I was streaming for some shit and I had like 1,000 live viewers. I think it was UFC 324 and he had like 20 viewers, which is my live stream numbers are down right now for the last couple weeks because I switched up my streaming schedule. I haven't been doing like nighttime streams and those usually get the most views, but I was streaming for 324 and I had like 1,000 viewers and he was calling me a no name or like a no name bum or a nobody or something. And I went and looked at his channel. He was streaming to like 6 people. And I went and I stirred up some shit in his chat. And I was like, damn, streaming to 6 people. That's cute. And he goes, oh yeah, Mr. Fight Society. How about you suck my dick, bro? How about you suck my dick? We could fight. I'm like, shit, we can. Wyatt, you know who Jamal Charlo is? Yeah, he's the boxer. They're twins, right? Wyatt, you do a fight on Aiden Ross card? I will. Yeah, I mean, yes, but my point was that yes, despite the fact that Beneil caught Quillan, I don't think that you can argue that would happen against other top lightweights. I think it was a bit of a fluke. Fair enough. Fair enough. I respect your opinion, brother. Salkilld, underrated grappler. Yeah, if you look at Salkild's early career, let me go back to Tapology to look at his early career. Salkild's got 4 submissions in his career. He has almost as many as knockouts. And then even before the UFC, like in the UFC, he's got TKO, decision, TKO, sub, TKO. But right before that, he had sub or decision, sub, decision, TKO, TKO, sub, sub. And he had like a good number of subs on the regional scene or the amateur scene as well. Damn, he had a good number of amateur fights. He was fighting like every month or two as an amateur. Damn, and even then he got to the UFC in 2025. That many fights took him 7 years to the UFC. Good on him. He's been at it for a while. He's younger than me. Goddamn. He's like a year and a half younger than me. He's 26. I'm 27, almost 28. Good on him, bro. Good on him. I think he has a bright future, but yeah, he did get dropped by Beneil Dariush. But then again, maybe I'm putting too much stock into that because remember Gamrot got fucking nuked by that one left hand from Beneil Dariush that sounded like a COD hit marker. Now for the serious questions, what gaming chair is that? It's called a Kalami. I ordered it on fucking Amazon. It was like $80. The next, it's starting to get a little loose on me. No Diddy, it's starting to get a little loose around the support that it has for my buns is not really there anymore. So I think we're probably getting a new chair soon. We'll get something nice. But you used to compete, Wyatt. I think you mentioned it in a video. Yeah, I used to compete. Oh, why stop? So I was fighting as an amateur, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and jiu-jitsu. I never actually had an MMA fight. I had jiu-jitsu competitions, Muay Thai, and kickboxing fights. And I, basically what happened is I was cutting weight, competing a lot, and this YouTube thing started to come together. And I had a couple of teammates that were professional, high-level professional, not quite in the UFC, and then a couple that were in the UFC. And I saw them lose on ESPN, and they told me behind the scenes what they were like, I won't say it on here because that's their business, but they told me what they got paid. And I was like, holy shit, bro, you're at this stage in your career and that's what you're making to lose? Like, this doesn't sound like a good career choice. And I was so passionate about the YouTube stuff, or still am. But I was so like enamored with trying to make this YouTube shit work because I think I'm genuinely really good at it. And I was like, you know what, man? I think this is. I think I'm cool on this. I think that if I'm going to continue on this career in MMA, it's better trying to make it happen as a commentator and just train. Because I still train all the time. I train multiple times a week in jiu-jitsu, striking, MMA, all that stuff. But in the past, like looking back, and I was like, man, I have to take so many more fights to even have a chance of making a living in fighting. And even then it's not promised. I was like, is this really worth it? Like, is this brain damage, injuries, surgeries in the future? Is that worth it? And I was like, no, I'm good. Butterdog, he usually tries to wrestle. Oh, nice that he has the ability. True. What's your MMA style? It's pretty well rounded. I'm not gonna lie. I like to think of myself as a true MMA guy because I do like to grapple and I do like to strike. I'm not just like a striker with jiu-jitsu, with a little bit of jiu-jitsu, or a jiu-jitsu guy with a little bit of striking. I like to think I'm pretty well rounded. Of course, that's me talking about my own skill set, but I think that I'm pretty well rounded. Casual take, but I think Dakota Dacheva would be nice to have in the UFC. I think so too. They tried to trade Merab for her at one point, and the PFL said no. They tried to do like an Askren Mighty Mouse style trade with Merab before he was champion, and he wouldn't take the title fight with Aljo because they were friends. They tried to trade him for Dacheva, and PFL said no. It's not a career, it's an opportunity, exactly. Homeboy, you're hella good at YouTube. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that. I think so too. I mean, it's my job. Now, I think that's why, guys. If not to get all like motivational or whatever, like not to be cringe and motivational, but if you guys have something you're passionate about, fucking go for that shit, dude. Because 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, I was working a desk job in real estate that I fucking hated. I hated my boss. I hated the work. I hated everything about it. I was depressed. I was in a relationship that I shouldn't have been in. Depressed, drinking too often, overweight because I was eating like shit, stressed out because my shitty ex-girlfriend was terrible to me. And my combat sports career was not quite there. I was like, I don't think I want to do this fighting thing anymore. And then 2.5 of grind. It's a grind. I've done a video basically every day, a video and or stream every day for 2 years, but it's my job now, So like, if you guys have something you're interested in, go for that shit, dog. Cause it can work out. It can work out 100%, and it will. Shama. Did it crash? Oh, it might have cut out for a second, but my Wi-Fi is usually pretty good. You are good at YouTube. Thank you, guys. Hell yeah, you're doing good. I just started watching the UFC. I just started to learn martial arts, learning lots from your videos. Fuck yeah, Richard. Shout out to you, bro. You are cringe and motivational. Fair enough. Nice. I love to see people take control and responsibility over their lives. Keep going. Thank you, Butter Dog. Appreciate you. Yeah, you know, left that relationship, did my single thing for a while. Now, you know, the girl that I'm dating now, I almost said her name, but I'm not going to dox my girlfriend on stream. She's fucking incredible. And I remember we met, I had like 600 subscribers or 1,000 subscribers or something like that. And I was like on our first date embarrassed to tell her that I did YouTube. And then she like ended up, she's like my like biggest fan. She's like, oh, that video did better views than this one. Like she's great. What stream is more lucrative? What do you mean? I started boxing like 4 months ago to lose weight. Safe to say, now I'm addicted, loving the YouTube content. Bro, Laserborn, stay on that train, bro. Never back off of the martial arts train, bro. I'm telling you, it's one of the most like rewarding paths in life to sit there and be like, dude, I suck. It's the same with YouTube. I think martial arts, I think because I was an athlete my whole life. Like to look at something and be like, I sucked at this and now I'm getting better at it and eventually I'll be really good at it or I'll suck less at it. Like that's how I sometimes I do jujitsu and I'm like, damn, I'm sick. And then I'll roll with some high level black belt and you'll sub me 3 times in a minute. And I'm like, I suck at this, but I suck less than I used to. Yeah, man, the content slaps. Honest Geezers, make it on here. Thank you, bro. Happy for you. Thank you, bro. My son is 15, Muay Thai fighter in Thailand. And I tell him how it's an opportunity to open doors outside the ring. True. Fight society for the people. That's right. Have you found the new apartment yet? No. Nah. Me and my girl are debating if we're going to live with my brother too. So we'll see. Whatever you on media. Oh, like what is the most lucrative? YouTube for sure. And that's what I grew on. So it's like ad revenue, channel memberships. And then I have a brand deal as well with Warrior Salt right here. Use code Wyatt at checkout for 20% off. Shameless plug. Good for you, Wyatt. You're a nice dude. Thank you. YouTube, the gram. Oh, got you. Yeah. No, my Instagram needs work. I have like less than 1,000 followers on Instagram. Yeah, exactly. Being better than it. Muay Thai changed my life so much physically and mentally. Everyone should train and get humbled. Exactly. Yeah. Do you do kick? No, but I think I might just start multi-streaming because it's the same effort and I can stream to like X, kick, Twitch, all that stuff. Whatever you do, don't move to Kansas. I wasn't planning on it, brother. Thank you though. Living with a soon-to-be cop is def opponent bonus. Yeah. What's your Instagram name? Fight Society Official. Are they still doing construction? Yeah, not this moment, but they were loud as fuck before I hopped on stream. Anyways, we move down to Tim Elliott versus Steve Erceg. We had a very interesting fight where I thought like the first round definitely went to Tim Elliott and then rounds 2 and 3 went to Steve Erceg. And it just looked like Steve Erceg in the first round was having a little bit of a problem. I'm sorry. Yeah, Steve Erceg in the first round was having a problem with the crafty weirdness of it, got taken down, got outstruck and all of that. But then when round 2 came around and he started piecing that jab out there, and the way that he was throwing those combos was nice. He would go like 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. Like the way he was mixing up the pacing, like the cadence of his strikes, and also like he was building combos. He wasn't just going jab, jab, cross, jab, cross. Like he was going 1, hesitate, 1, 1, hesitate, 1, 1, hesitate, 2, 3, 2. Like it was just the way he was in and out. Steve Erceg looked fucking nasty in rounds 2 and 3. Wait. It was his fodder shows. Yeah. Steve Erceg still isn't impressive. He looked really good, but it is Tim Elliott. Dude, he almost beat Pantoja. I know he lost to Kai Kara France, major L. And he got a title shot off of knocking out like fucking Matt Schnell or some shit. Not the best title shot, like not the best earning type of fight for a title shot. And, you know, he lost the title shot, lost to Kai Kara France. He got knocked out by Kai Kara France, actually. But this is a good bounce back. And I think Steve Erceg, if he fights patient and he can defend the takedowns, he looks fantastic. Him and Pantoja was, yeah, they kind of just threw it on 301. It was right after UFC 300. They did Pantoja versus Erceg with a Jose Aldo versus Jonathan Martinez co-main event. Holy shit, that was a fucking bad card. UFC 301 it was? Let me see. Holy fucking shit, that was a bad card. Pantoja title defense against number 10. Unranked Aldo coming out of retirement again, or was it coming out of retirement or going in? I can't remember. And then Anthony Smith, Vitor Petrino, Michel Pereira against Ihor Potieria, Paul Craig, and Kyle Bohalio. I mean, the prelims are fine. The prelims are always just fine. I mean, Mauricio Huffy was earlier on the card. Kevin Borjas, Bonfim, Joaquim Silva. That's okay one. Miktebek Orobai and Elvis Brenner. Like, actually sick prelims for this day and age in the UFC. But goddamn, this main card. Paul Craig, Kyle Bohalio, before anybody really cared about the fighting nerds. Pereira Potieria. Anthony Smith Petrino, who's now at heavyweight and he's now retired. Martina, dude, this is such a shit pay-per-view. And keep in mind, this was $79.99 for us that had to buy pay-per-views, or us that chose to. Holy shit. It was his father's shows, yeah? Up there with 208. What was 208 again? Hold on. What was 208? Holm versus Durandamy. I forgot about this one, brother. Holly Holm versus Jermaine Durandamy for a featherweight title shot. Oh my God. Anderson Silva, Derek Brunson, Jacare and Tim Bosch, Glover and Jared Cannonier before Jared Cannonier moved down to, and then, okay, this is an okay one right here though. Randy Brown and Bilal. Wilson Hayes, I think is what he goes by, not Reese. Islam against Nick Lentz. Ryan LaFleur. Damn, that's a shit card. Holy shit. Derek Brunson, Anderson Silva. In what, 2019? 208 was like 2018, I think, right? 2017. Holy shit. And they did it in Brooklyn, bro. That is scam. Dude, they've been scamming the fans for longer than we realize. Holy shit. Have you thought about making a video where you break down a fight, explain what's going on with the tactics? Yeah, but I'd have to do like frame by frame screenshots for the entire video, and it would take me fucking hours. Because if I show clips of the fight, I'll get copyrighted by Paramount and the UFC. Still a fan of Urseg, even though he's had some setbacks. Yeah, me too. I like Steve. Astro Boy. Lion Fart just had a fight a few weeks ago. Yeah, he fought Chase the Vanilla Gorilla Sherman, a fucking failed cut UFC heavyweight. But okay, so Urseg gets a good win. This fight was fucking sick, dude. Brando Pericic and Shamil Gaziev. I saw that Gaziev walks around at 308 outside of camp. With that type of fucking body, dude, you should be dieting down to about 280 and then hit a little water cut to make 265. Because 15 pounds when you're 280 pounds really isn't that much water. But that dude is built like a fucking croissant. And you see, like he had Brando Pericic in a body lock up against the cage, and he was kneeing him to the thigh, and his muffin top was shaking so much. I was like, this guy is considered a professional athlete. This guy's considered a professional athlete, and he's fucking muffin top maxing live. UFC Perth. Watch Shamil the Blob Gaziev muffin top max while he Marab maxes. Marab muffin top maxing up against the fence is crazy work, bro. A scheduled bathroom break as a main event is wild work. Yeah, but this was a fun fight, and Gaziev cracked Brando too. What I noticed is that in the cage, they definitely had a weight disadvantage or a weight difference, because Brando Pericic, nasty, landing at volume, nasty shots. Like he actually looks pretty good for today's heavyweight. He actually looks pretty good. This guy might as well be ripped with a six pack compared to like most of heavyweight these days. But why does he kind of look like Mike Perry? Anybody else see it in the face? Just a little bit. And then Gaziev, like you could tell that Pericic was landing big shots and they weren't phasing Gaziev that much. It was kind of like a death by 1,000 cuts till he landed that right hand. And Gaziev, he went out, like, remember when Johnny Walker got knocked out by Jamal Hill and he went, whoa! He went, whoa! And fell backwards like he was like an old man slipping. That's what happened to Gaziev. And Gaziev, you could tell he wasn't landing as much, but he's just so big and so heavy that he just has a lot of mustard on those shots. I guess Shamil used to play volleyball. Our glorious king. Dude, hold on. Shamil Gaziev, volleyball. Shamil Gaziev, hold up. Shamil Gaziev was a professional volleyball player and a member of the Dagestan national volleyball team before transitioning. What the fuck? Can we find any pictures? Wait a sec. Let me do a little digging. Can you find me a picture, please? I need to see a picture of Shamil the Blob Gaziev in fucking spandex, bro. I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding. How did he do volleyball and I can't find a single fucking picture of the guy wearing a volleyball uniform? How was he an Olympic volleyball, national volleyball team? Dagestan has a fucking volleyball team? That's crazy work. He has transitioned. That explains the boobs. That's crazy. He used to play volleyball. Bro, have you had mustard fried In-N-Out burger? No, I haven't. That sounds good though. Secret. Oh my God, my brain's fried. Secret menu type shit is what I meant to say. Yes. But okay, so Gaziev, this was fight of the night. It was fucking sick. And Brando Pericic is going to be ranked when the rankings come out tomorrow. But Tai Tuivasa. Hey, Chris, thanks for the 5, man. Very generous, man. I appreciate you a lot. Love listening to your videos on the way to work. Thanks for the content. Thank you for watching the content, man. Means a lot to me. Thank you. Gargamel from the Smurfs. Hold on. Oh, he totally does, dude. No way. We're talking about Gaziev? That's Shamil Gaziev right there. He's eating Smurfs, bro. He's throwing them in the bag. That's what Shamil Gaziev, instead of throwing Smurfs in his little potato sack, he's throwing UFC flyweights. He's like, you order dinner tonight. Allah has no eyes in Bahrain. Eating a double-double animal style as we speak. Dude, I just went to In-N-Out on Saturday night. Yeah, Ty's got fries in the bag, bro. That slip up was funny. I need to see him in spandex. I was kind of joking. The words Dagestan and volleyball in the same sentence doesn't seem right. True. DDP Hamzat fight would have played out differently if DDP put up any resistance to the wrestling. Hamzat exploited the weakness. Why risk losing the belt? Terrible fight. Yeah, I agree. How was the music festival? It was fun. It's not really music that I listen to. And the tickets were free. My parents own a restaurant and the festival gives out tickets to local businesses. But it was fun. Like on Friday night, it was me, my girlfriend, my brother Garrett, and Bo, and we saw the Chainsmokers. And it was like a DJ set, kind of. It was actually fucking really fun. And I don't even listen. I listen to rap and stuff like that. That was really fun. Saturday was like Joan Jett, Slightly Stupid, and The Offspring. That was super cool. Joan Jett was fun. She's like the I love rock and roll. That girl, or woman, I guess. She's in her 70s. That was fun. Low-key not joking. Yeah, you're right. Duran was there too. We left after Chainsmokers though. It was just getting too crazy. They had way more people there than last year. Wyatt, got any fight footage to watch on YouTube? No, not on YouTube. I have some though. We'll watch it for a video or a stream some point. I love rock and roll. All right, so anyways, Tai Tuivasa versus Louis Sutherland. Now, this was a straight 30-27 for Louis Sutherland. And keep in mind, this guy fucking... Keep in mind that this guy took the fight on like 6 days' notice. This guy took the fight on like 6 days' notice, came in and not like dominated like in the way that Prates dominated, but literally like look at these strike totals. Okay, we have a takedown and a... Oh my God, I forgot. Tai Tuivasa hit a fucking takedown and got reversed. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, he mounted Louis Sutherland and got swept. You're right, Eric. 30-26 because of they deducted a point from Tuivasa at the end because he threw a down knee. Sutherland, crafty heavyweight. People forget, man, he broke Walter's leg. But so here, you know, round 1, 32-8 with a takedown and a reversal. Of course, the significant strikes is pretty low because it was like a tappy ground and pound type of round. 3 takedowns, 42-9 on total strikes, very little in terms of significant in round 2. And then round 3, Tai Tuivasa. Even then, I was like, bro, you are down 2 rounds. You need to show some sort of sense of urgency. And he goes out there and sucks even more in that round, and then throws a downed knee on Louis Sutherland with like a minute left, or I'm sorry, like with like a second left, and they deducted a point. So it ended up being 30-26. So Tai Tuivasa still on the fucking roster. Let me find the video of him smoking with JDM. Hold on. Let me find it. I love rock and roll. I just saw it earlier. Tuivasa, JDM. Oh, here it is. Bum, 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 bum. Boom, boom, ba-da-ba. All right, so right here, yeah, it's JDM. And JDM looks like JDM looks like he fucking hates life, bro. He looks like he hates life. Like, Tai Tuivasa couldn't give a fuck. He's got the cardies on. He's smoking weed, and JDM's over there just like... Look at this shit.
We're down here at North Beach. And you know what? We're also here with the men. But here, we're scoring surfers. 1 through to 5. See how fucking good you are. Get down here. Show us your best wave. Old Bud's, he's doing well, but he can do better. Sorrento. If you got it, get down here. Give us your best wave. Get on it!
Honestly, doxing yourself while you're still there is crazy. Like, even me, like most of the time when I go somewhere, if I post a picture of it, I post it after I've already left. But anyways, look at JDM right here.
Down here at North Beach. And you know what? We're also...
Hey, he's got his leg up because of the calf kick. Dude, JDM is... Wait. Does JDM have a fucking do-rag on? Hold up. Am I tripping, gang? Or is JDM wearing a fucking do-rag under that hat? Or no, it's sunglasses. It's sunglasses backwards. I was like, damn, dude, Prates did more fucking damage than we realized. It's backwards glasses, but I was like, damn, dude, he did more damage than I realized. Yeah, I'd hate my life too if I got big broed like that. Yeah, true. JDM seems like an introvert. Look, yeah, he does, 100%. Yeah, he tried to come out of his shell a little bit when he was champ. Like he was saying that he was like, remember he was like claiming the BMF belt? Let me find that real quick. Remember he was like claiming the BMF belt as his own? Where is it? I don't think I sent that one to myself. But yeah, he was like saying that he was the real BMF champ and shit like that. Man, brutal. Jailton Almeida, I know he was boring as fuck, but Jailton Almeida was allowed to stay in the promotion. Or Jailton Almeida got cut, and Tai Tuivasa still has a job. Probably making $250,000 a fight because he's a big name. Gay ass hat. Who? Oh, JDM's hat. Let me see. Is it though? What is it? Like a plaid? It's like a plaid Gucci hat or some shit. Oh, a plaid. Oh, it's from that Street X brand. Shout out to Street X. They make dope shit. I say they sponsor Bedtime, and I'm like, damn, dude, they came out with an autism department, jiu-jitsu set, all that type. They come up with dope shit. Yeah, when he did the stream with Neon, that shit was weird. Yeah, he's really introverted. He did the only thing that he said that was even slightly entertaining was asking Neon what his favorite kind of curry was. Poor JDM after the Bilal fight, he was on top of the world. Yeah, dude, life comes at you fast, especially in the MMA world. Life comes at you fast. JDM actually cared about losing while Ty could care less and can retire and keep selling. Oh, I forgot. Ty has like a weed store or some shit. All right, so Ty sucks. We move on to the prelims. Cam Rouston, decision win over Robert Burzek. That's a pretty good win. This made me fucking upset because Kevin Christian stinks too. But I went into this and I was like, there's no way that you can pick Junior Tafa to win a fight, and he's probably still going to be on the roster. Because if he was 6-5 going into this fight, if he would have lost, he would have fallen to 6-6. Now he's 7-5, and they can at least justify him being on the roster by having a winning record. But Kevin Christian fucking blows too, dude. I was like, damn, Kevin Christian. He let me see, who did he beat in his first fight? Oh, he lost to Billy Elikana. Yeah, he sucks too. Damn, I should have seen that one coming. And then Jacob Malkoun, I went out on a limb picking Jacob Malkoun, or picking GM3 to win, even though he was a -800 favorite. Jacob Malkoun, I was like, oh, let me get a little risky here with GM3. You never know what could happen. He looked good against RDR. Is weed legal in Australia? That's a good question. I don't know. Let me see. Is weed legal in... I think it might be. Recreational cannabis is illegal at the federal level and in all Australian territories, with the sole exception of the Australian Capital Territory in the ACT. Possession of up to 50 grams. Okay. It might be one of those things where they just don't really enforce it, because everything here says it's illegal, but I'm pretty sure Ty sells it. So Christian came for a payday. True. Is there medical? No. All right. And then down from there, Colby Thicknessy, I picked him over Vince Morales. He ended up getting the win right there. And it's 3 times the price of anywhere else. Damn, that's crazy. The cheapest weed that I've seen that's actually still good is when I went to Seattle. I think it's CBD. That's what he sells. Interesting. But Colby Thicknessy got it done. Close fight. That was fun. Wes Schultz. I didn't even realize this Benjamin Johnston guy. He was retired. He came out of retirement to make a UFC debut. And he got submitted by Wes Schultz. It was a fucking nasty guillotine. You guys saw the guillotine he hit on him? TTV might sell diet. Oh, yeah. Delta 8 and shit like that. Yeah. And then we got Jonathan McAuliffe got the win over Themba Garimbo. Kind of saw that coming. I know it was a decision, but Themba Garimbo stinks. And then fucking heel hook Cody Steele, dude. I thought last fight his fight IQ was so low, but he came in this time with a really good actual game plan and got a sub. Because he's a jiu-jitsu specialist, and he came in and tried to like throw hands in his last fight, and he lost. But this fight, you go to Cody Steele's profile. Yeah, the Wrong Zhu fight, he lost because he tried to scrap. But this one, he went back to the jiu-jitsu and got a win. Love it. Michigan got fire cheap weed for show. Wes Schultz is what Dustin Poirier always wanted to be. He's a great champion, but he ain't never fought Joshua Van. True. But slick knee bar. Yeah, I think well, you're right. It was a knee bar. I think they scored it as a heel hook, though. And then we got some other things as well. There's the UFC Sydney recap, but we do have some other announcements as well for us to talk about. Like, for example, we can get to the karate combat shit because they put Larissa Pacheco up against somebody that literally had 2 amateur fights and was their pro debut. But let me bring up all of these White House tabs. All right, so first off, guys, regarding the White House, the UFC announced that the UFC will be holding a press conference this Friday with every single fighter on the White House card. Taporia, Pereira, O'Malley, Hokit, Huffy, Bo Nickel, Diego Lopez, Justin Gaethje, Ciryl Gane, Ayman Zahabi, Derek Lewis, Michael Chandler, Kyle Dawkins, and Steve Garcia. So we're going to get all 14 guys on the card in one press conference. It's going to be throwback to like those older, like 2015, 2016, 2017 press conferences where we got like 15, 20 guys on stage. I'm excited because we're going to have like Ilya and Alex and Ciryl Gane, like kind of just like normal-ish, like not the most personality type of guys, and O'Malley and shit. And then we're going to have Josh Hokit fucking just having like a schizo episode on stage, and it's going to be so fucking entertaining. Like we're going to have Michael Chandler be like, you know, walk-on mentality, just pull myself up from my bootstraps. You know, walk-on mentality. Gotta pull myself up on my bootstraps. And then Josh Hokit's gonna be like, Michael Chandler, I'm black. Will you adopt me? He did something about that on a fucking interview. He talked about, he held up like a doll of a black baby and said Michael Chandler would adopt it. I already see Josh Hokit showing up with like a literal baby doll that's black and like giving it to Michael Chandler or something. Yeah, Josh Hokit is gonna fucking have a generational performance at this press conference. Of course, cringe and pretty schizo, but it's gonna be a generational performance. By the way, guys, thank you for Meat Rocket liking the stream, guys. Do me a favor, hit like on the stream down below. Traditional Fight Society Blunt been going for like 2 years now. Let's go, dude. I still got to work out, and I'm gonna do the stream, then video, and then I got to work out, and then I'll be able to chief later on. Bad IQ from Ben Johnson, Muay Thai champ in Australia, decided to grapple. Yeah. Protest made JDM look like light work in his own backyard. No wonder bro's staring off into nowhere. Yeah, exactly. Wyatt, have you spoken to AJ about a new collab? No, dude. Let me DM him right now, dude. I forgot to do that the other day. I'm literally, I took, one sec. I'm literally going to DM him right now. Where's MMA experts? Here it is. Yo, my man, hope you're doing well. Let's collab again soon. Bye, bye, bye. There we go. DM has been sent to my guy AJ from MMA Experts. Thank you for the reminder, Daryl. I appreciate that. Mr. 3, do you think Hokit will beat Lewis? Am I right, Miami? Dude, I think Hokit's going to win. You can't pick Derek Lewis to win a fight at this stage in his career. He does always win fights he's supposed to lose. You're totally right, Eric. But Derek Lewis in the Big 26, he got dropped by a jab from Waldo. I'm not liking it. I'm not liking it. Not liking that shit at all. Okay, so we do have, I'm already telling you, you're going to have Ilya be like, you know, Justin, very nice guy, but he just show up, Justin. I will do the rest. And then Pereira is just going to be like, huh? Sham. And then Josh Hokit's going to be walking around with like a black baby doll. O'Malley's going to, because here's the thing, is O'Malley wanted to have like the charisma of a Connor. And he's going to watch, and I know that Hokit's fucking retarded, but O'Malley's going to be like, oh, so that's how you act like an extrovert. Because O'Malley, I feel like, tries to be extroverted, but I think he's deep down like kind of a quiet guy. And that he did the whole, he's chilled out since he doesn't have the belt anymore, but O'Malley trying to be Connor was one of the most annoying phases of him. Have you thought about doing a collab on Fight Companion? Like the big three with Guru, Bedtime, and Lucas, but with people that actually know MMA? Me and MMA Experts would be great, for sure. I'd love to do that. Maybe we do like one on his channel for a fight night or something like that. Because, you know, when it's a big card, I'd selfishly want to do stuff on my channel. Maybe for a fight night coming up, we do, let me see, what are the fight nights we have coming up? What are the upcoming UFC fight nights? Let's see. Chimaev Strickland, Allen versus Costa. I don't know, maybe that one. Maybe like one of these Apex cards, like the week before the White House, Bilal Muhammad versus Ismail, or not Ismail Bonfim, Gabriel Bonfim, with like kind of a banger card. Brendan Allen, Edmund Shabazian, Faris Yam, Tom Nolan, Bryce Mitchell, Victor Henry, Matt Schnell, Marcus McGee, Jakub Wicklach, Iwo Baranuski, Billy Elikana. Like, that's a banger card. It could be that one. Something like that. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. I do want to do a collab fight companion. That would be fun. AJ from MMA Experts would be pretty good. Yeah, we've collabed before. It was probably the best collab, in my opinion, in terms of like chemistry, flow, things like that. Go back and watch Hokit's college football interviews. Real genuine dude. Yeah, I've seen some old interviews. He actually just seems like a normal guy. Gaethje will CTE stutter through it. Yeah, that's true. Monster, have a good day, man. Have a good day at work. But then Dana unveiled some previews for what this is what the Ellipse is going to look like for 85,000 fans. So they're going to have a bunch of fans here, screens going around, and then a stage because they're going to do musical guests. And then right here, this is like the front of it. Let me see. It says via Fox News. Did Fox News post something about the White House event? Man, I'm just scrolling through this and it's making me upset. I'm just watching fucking... I'm like, so much political shit drives me crazy. Let me see. Do we have something on MMA Orbit here? Not really. Yeah, we'll come back around to that. But and then this is Topuria, and most of you guys know Topuria's brother is his head coach. They have other coaches, but Alexandre Topuria is Ilya's older brother and his coach. And the way they're breaking down his style, this is fucking sick right here. Like, you see, even though he's a fighter, he's not just like, you're going to throw and knock him out. They're so incredibly calculated. And I'm like, dude, this fucking camp right here is so cerebral, and Ilya's going to kill Gaethje in the first round.
Justin Gaethje elige los golpes cuando te pones enfrente, cuando te pones aquí, que es mucho Mike Chandler, y también elige cuando Mike Chandler hace esto. Cuando te pones con la pierna muy adelantada, es intentando esquivarle el upper.
Sorry, that's lame. Let me start it over and read it to you guys, so you don't have to read and listen at the same time. All right, so here he says, Justin Gaethje picks his shots when you stand in front of him, which is what Paddy Pimblett did. When you stand there, which is like Michael Chandler, he did that too. And he also picks when Michael Chandler did this, talking about shooting for a takedown or feinting a takedown. When you stand with the leg way forward trying to dodge his uppercut, and then he comes in with the calf kicks, and that's when you stand. But when you stand a bit square, he comes in with the uppercuts. So he's like, if you go heavy leg forward, he's going to throw the calf kick. If you go, and then when you try to avoid the calf kick, he comes in with the uppercut. If you don't want to take it and you show him, okay, I'll move my body forward, then he's going to start wanting to hit you from there. Boom, because he has long range. He's very fragile when he hits. But it's a double-edged sword to choose him, or to choose to hit him when he's hitting. So we've got to be very selective with your shots. When he hits is when he's very vulnerable to shots, because he doesn't know how to hit clean. He doesn't hit clean like you, saying that Ilya is very like protected when he throws. And then here, he hits you with everything. That's where he's very vulnerable. And that's true. Gaethje does kind of throw a little wildly. But exactly, that's where you have to be careful. If you choose to hit him when he's open, it's because you've calculated a lot. And with the other hand, you stay up and don't do this. So he's saying you keep that right hand high because Gaethje throws at the same time he's vulnerable. Because he doesn't hit like you've hit right when he exchanges. He's a dog, right? He exchanges shots. That's why it's super important to be selective with shots. And when you hit before hitting, think and stay protected. So that's pretty interesting, like cerebral approach from Team Topuria. I like that a lot. At least the heavyweight division is getting some life breathed into it. Hokit, Waldo, Walter, Asplund, Pavlovich. Yeah, true. I don't want to see Bad Bunny while I'm trying to watch a slime fest. Yeah, true. Did they announce what musical guest? Yeah, it's like Kid Rock and Jelly Roll and shit, I think. And like the Zac Brown band. He looks like Wing C, true. Did Prates have his grandmother in the cage? That was his mom. MMA ho, what's up, dude? I only speak American, Spanish. Wyatt, yeah, I can kind of understand tiny little bits of Spanish, but not really. I don't know enough Spanish. I only know enough Spanish to order food and buy from my plug. Nice. MMA ho, you're the man. And then this right here, we had this interview right here from O'Malley on Sports Central LA. Who is this fucking guy? CBS. Oh, it's CBS LA. Chargers guy. Okay, I was like, who the fuck is this? I don't know this podcast. All right, so it's a CBS LA podcast, but this is O'Malley talking about how it's going to be a kickboxing fight at the White House.
You get your opponent as a hobby. Like, how does that opponent match up with you, your fighting style, and just when you heard that was your opponent?
Yeah, I mean, I asked for him last fight. Got Song Yudong, who's
that was a great fight.
Yeah, great fight. But I think it's a fun fight. I think he shot one time in his UFC career. I think I've shot maybe a couple. Just took Peter Yan down just for fun. It's a White House card fight. Like, this is a very exciting fight. They don't really have people on this card that are gonna go try to take people down and hold them down. And this is gonna be a 15-minute kickboxing fight with MMA gloves on. If it goes that long, I do believe I'll put his lights out. But this is gonna be a sick fight.
So you get.
So O'Malley says it's going to be a kickboxing fight. I have a feeling, not O'Malley, Zahabi's going to try to wrestle. That's what I'm leaning towards, to be honest. Imagine Zahabi takes him down in the first 5 seconds. That's what I'm kind of expecting is immediate double leg. Because the way that Zahabi stands striking-wise, I truly think he does get kind of pieced by O'Malley. But if he could, like, Marab Max, dude, I could see Zahabi winning this fight. And I think O'Malley retires with a loss to Zahabi. If he loses, I think O'Malley retires. O'Malley's already talked about retirement a little bit, I know I know Dominican. I'm black, Poppy. You see, it touching my hair is the same shit. I know that clip, dude. That's a fucking famous clip. Remember when John Jones was crashing out at the store over black jeans that had a tag on them saying black negro? Yeah, because that's how you say black in Spanish, yeah. I remember he was crashing out. He's like, what the hell? We're still doing this in 2025? Bro, that's crazy. I think Zahabi will out game plan Sean. I could see it, man. People forget, man, Zahabi's brother is one of the best coaches of all time. People forget fast, man. We're still waiting for the Joe Pyfer hoodies. We're getting the merch store set up. We're getting the merch store set up, and I'm ordering samples like tomorrow. No way Zahabi loses to O'Malley. It's very possible, but I think O'Malley's skill for skill, like just striking, he's better. But skill for skill, he's probably a step behind Zahabi. Like the overall picture, Any new videos that's coming soon? Yeah, dude, I do videos every day. We're dropping a video after the stream, brother. O'Malley loses, then goes to Dagestan for 2-3 years. No, he loses and retires, probably. Pyfer versus Sensei Cop. Who you got? Dude, Sensei Cop for real. But guys, I did a video on this like Sensei former cop that teaches like random kung fu and shit. And I kind of want to do like a exposing charlatans type of thing, For the lust of the game, yeah. All the casuals know Meat Rocket, right? Sean is so... I can kind of see the way that the way that Zahabi enters, I could see O'Malley just dropping him with a left right on the chin. O'Malley's camp never really has a game plan. And yeah, it's basically just strike at range. There isn't really like, this guy does this is how we're going to respond. For the lust of the game, yeah. You got to spar him or get his body cam footage before we can confirm he's not actually Batman. True. You should do more fake martial arts reactions are hilarious. I got you, bro. If Pyfer did an interview on here and started tearing up, would you feel bad? No, fuck him, dude. This is never over, yeah? Nah, I wouldn't feel bad. I don't feel bad for people like him, dude. And you want to know why? It's because when he does shit like that, he wants us to feel bad for him. I could see Zahabi making it a grind out type of fight as well. But here's what I wanted to talk about too, because MMA Hole, shout out to MMA Hole in the chat. He sent me this on Instagram earlier. Let me get to Karate Combat. So we had former PFL champion. Let me get it on Tapology as well. Hold on. So this is the type of bullshit that Karate Combat puts on in terms of competition, all right? Shout out to BXG, his video. Oh, let me see. Let me peep. BXG. Oh, Karate Combat is pure slop. Yeah. With Winged C. Wait, why was the Pitbull? Why is there? What, did a Pitbull brother fight? I'll watch this video after the stream. Shout out to BXG. But Karate Combat put on this fight this past weekend between Larissa Pacheco and Julia Stasiuk and Stashuk, something like that. And it says Waco Kickboxing World Champ versus two-time PFL champion. Now, we're going to get into how crazy this fight was at first. From the first look, you even see people commenting right here. Livy Yum Yum right here says, when I look at Tapology.com, Julia had 2 amateur MMA fights and Larissa had 25-plus pro MMA fights. So here you see, it looks like a good scrap for the first little bit. So like it looks like a good scrap, you know, spinning back fist. And you see Pacheco keeps trying to sit on that fucking right hand into like a trip after. But there's that. And then you also have, like, when you look at the fight, you're like, okay, kind of competitive. But then you look at Tapology and you're like, holy fucking shit. Wait, this is Karate Combat 61. This is not what I'm trying to look at. Oh, yeah, it is. So you look right here. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sorry for all the ads. This one's on Google Chrome, but so we look right here. She doesn't have any information. Julia Stasiuk. She doesn't have any stats. No height, no weight, no anything. It was at the KC they call it the Karate Combat Apex. God, that's so fucking gay. But we look at Larissa Pacheco. Most of us know Larissa Pacheco. 23-5 in professional MMA. 0-2 in the UFC, but 12-3 in the PFL. She fought Cyborg. That was the last time she competed. But people forget, man, she beat Kayla Harrison. She was Kayla Harrison's first loss, actually. She bounced back. She lost to her way back here in 2019. And then she bounces back 5 years later, right? 3 years later with a win over Kayla Harrison. So this is who we're talking about. We're talking about a former world champion in PFL. Like, who did she fight in the UFC? Well, she fought Kayla 3 times. She fought on The Ultimate Fighter against Macy Chasson, lost. She fought Jessica Andrade and Jermaine Durandamy in the UFC. And she fought fucking Irene Aldana at Jungle Fight. So she's fought like a lot of high-level women's MMA fighters. And they match her up with Julia Stasiuk, I think is how you say her name. This is her right here. And you see 1-1 amateur MMA record. And we see right here, MMA fight lost, modified rules kickboxing. Oh, these are all amateur right here. And her professional debut is against Larissa Pacheco. Professional debut. Wing C dropped Curtis Millender. Hold on. We'll get to that in a moment. Pitbull brother lost 2v1s, lost 2v1s in a row. What the fuck? Is there a vid of that? I'll check it out. Yeah, O'Malley should fire Tim. You think so? I don't think that happens. They're too close. They're like friends. Word, I saw the Pitbull fight. Got to look up the Winged C thing. She needed loaded gloves to make this fight somewhat even. Wing C's so lame. That's messed up. Karate Combat has to hire anyone who will say yes. I sent Wyatt screenshots of them looking fighters on the Facebook. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. She'll let me fight her first instead. But yeah, so this is what Karate Combat is putting on. And then you even see even pro fighters are commenting on this shit, man. They're like, what the hell is this? What are these matchups? Wait, what the fuck? I got to show a post from Perry Punch because Eunice just sent it to me. Shout out Eunice. Oh, they called the cops and shit? Okay, we're gonna react to this. I hate to show a Perry Punch fucking post on my channel, but just sent you both videos on IG. Oh, Eunice, you're fucking MMA unk, bro. You're dude. I appreciate you, dog. I didn't realize because we DM a little bit on IG and then you're in my chats. I didn't realize that was you. The both of those accounts was you. Nice, dude. I invested everything I own. Why did you interrupt that karate fight? What do you mean? There wasn't anything else to show. How is Karate Combat making money? They're not. But look, this right here says, Winged C dropped former UFC fighter Curtis Millender twice after he assaulted him in a hotel lobby for interfering in his fight at Karate Combat 61. You got dropped twice by a flyweight. That's embarrassing. So here it is right here. So cops here.
Bro, are you kidding me? Twice. That's embarrassing.
Stop!
Yeah. You got dropped by a freaking flyweight.
Go again. Bro.
Walk. Walk. Start walking, buddy.
Dude, Wing C is fucking confident, bro. That's crazy.
LOL.
Just how good is Wing C? People forget, man, he was a marauder in the hotel lobby.
I know, he just got slapped.
Call the police.
Please.
Yeah, you still lost, dumbass. Walk. Fucking bitch.
Where's my other shoe?
Take your shit. Bitch. Still got dropped and it didn't even matter. Go fucking walk. You fucking toddler. Go walk. Keep walking.
What the fuck, dude? Wait, why does Wing C Loki have some aura in this video?
Yo! You really assaulted another dude over the fact that you lost? I lost too, brother. The only person you got to blame is yourself.
Bro, and he's got like a, I mean, maybe that's his girlfriend, but the way she's dressed, that looks like a hooker right there, bro.
That's crazy. Jesus. Crazy. Wincy just got assaulted. But I still gain aura, baby. Am I bleeding? Who's bleeding? Is it me that's bleeding? Wait.
This is crazy, dude.
Take that. Take that. Take that.
This fucking guy,
That's
bro.
crazy. That's crazy. Can we pull the security footage on that too?
And this is what happened. This is him interfering with the fight. This is why, dude, Claudio Ribero's who he fought. That dude was in the UFC like a year ago.
Fighting is fighting, man. I respect it.
Yeah, that's 3 to the knee now. Oh!
Yeah.
This is actually hilarious.
I don't know, man.
Nah, that guy.
I mean, he's a character. I get it. He's
Yeah,
an absolute character.
Yeah.
And people on the internet love and hate him, and that's all fine and good. But these two men are engaged in combat.
You know what? Not cool. Not cool.
Yeah, of course that's lame, but it's Karate Combat. It's fucking pure slop, dude. That's Karate Combat. It's pure slop. Wing C has some natural power, but he doesn't know how to use it consistently going forward, jumping in. He does. Yeah, true. Yeah. How the fuck does he have no, I'm just saying, like, he's standing in front of like a former middleweight, I think, in the UFC, and he's clowning on him. Karate Combat so greedy they didn't even hire security. Dude, Karate Combat is a fucking shit organization, in my opinion. Shit was going viral on Twitter last night. I'm gonna do a video about it then. Fuck it. I had a video planned for today. I'll push that to tomorrow, and I'll do this video today. I'll do a reaction to this shit. And don't worry, MMA Hole. I'll shout out BXG because, you know, he made the video about it. You know, credit where credit's due. Yeah, you should do a reaction for sure. Yeah. Hold on. Nah, you ain't gotta shout out BSG. Just pay me. I'll take 500. Fair enough. A very mobile jumping in style. Yeah. True. Wing C apparently is here to stay. The last video that I did about him, about his pro debut, did really good numbers. So it's kind of safe to say that Wing C, the people like Wing C. Man, what is Karate Combat? The underworld of combat sports is so fucking crazy to me, man. It's sick, though. Like, I live for this shit. I'm like, yes, the fucking combat sports world slop. Makes my fucking day sometimes. Makes my day almost every day. Curtis only had to left high kick to Wing C. He should watch Fight Society videos. That's what I'm saying, dude. Watch Fight Society videos and your pro fight career gets better. Wing C needs to go fight professionals before he turns his head to mush. True. Yeah, he's gotten hit in the head a fucking lot of times, bro. Hell yeah, dude. The Wing C videos do good views. This is a fucking banger video that shit just dropped in my lap. Shout out to you, MMA Hole. He sounds like a Diaz without even being hit. Yeah, true, exactly. I say, hey. Wyatt, do you do you smoke? Wyatt, do you smoke? Wait, what? Say or put that again. Sorry. Where's the line between mental illness, autism, eccentric personality when it comes down to whether we should support characters like Winged C? I don't know, man. He's a grown man choosing to take the brain damage for our entertainment. So I guess, like, for us, it's like they're gonna find somebody to watch it. They might as well. By the way, guys, this is actually pretty crazy. I wanted to say thank you to you guys for all of the support for the channel, because the amount of you guys that reach out, this just popped in my head. The amount of things that the amount of you guys that reach out to me and tell me how much you love my videos means so much to me, because I put a lot of time and effort into it. And I actually got a thing. I know that's not crazy. I'm not like some, running the world type of thing on YouTube. But this past week, from Sunday to Sunday, so Sunday up until yesterday, I was in the top 10% of YouTube in terms of views for that week. So I appreciate you guys. I know that's crazy. My channel's not crazy big, and that shows you that there is a massive, massive gap between top 1% and top 10%. But I was in the top 10% of YouTubers this week, and that means a lot to me. So I appreciate you guys a lot for that. Are we streaming this weekend's fights? Yeah, hell yeah, we are. We're doing the fucking whole card, Mr. 3. This type of card, top to bottom, we're here for the whole thing. You're welcome. You can mail the royalty check for show. Bromine. The fun answer is who cares about the line? True. You're going places. Why? We are happy to watch. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the fucking best. It's funny, dude. Like in like January, my live streams were like a few hundred like per live stream. And now we're like in this like 50, 60, 70 viewer range for the live streams. And I feel like it's just like the right balance of active chat and also like a fun chat where it's not just moving a million miles an hour and there's a bunch of just like me arguing with people about random shit, you know? Nah, bro, we appreciate the output and the cool community you've built. I fucking love your videos and your lives and talking to you. Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. Congrats. You deserve it, bro. Really enjoy the content. It makes my shift go by faster. Dude, that's why I started YouTube. I used to watch like MMA YouTube and like back when I used to be a Rogan fan, I used to watch a lot of Rogan and I would work my fucking 9-to-5 job that I hated. And I was like watching people's videos and shit and podcasts to get me through the shift. And I was like, damn, I could probably do this shit. Mr. 3, good job, Wyatt. The most accurate good job Wyatt Mr. 3 has ever dropped. Yeah, it's from it's a rapper that me and him both listen to called Larry June. And it's, you know, he's got like that health and wealth type of vibe. And that's one of his ad libs. He goes, good job, Larry. MMA Guru took a little break and we needed our fix. You and him will be at the top. Hell yeah, you know it. Wyatt can only go places that are higher than 6'5". Exactly. Fucking Wyatt appreciation farming. True. Yeah, but I appreciate you guys. I mow all day long, so it's easy. It's easy to binge the vids at work. Hell yeah, bro. I figured it was an inside joke, but the timing was perfect. Hell yeah, it was. Shout out Mr. 3. Good job, Mr. 3. Good job, MMA hole. Good job, Wyatt. Good job, Fight Society. Wyatt is on Dana. Dude, actually, you know what's crazy? I'm fighting a copyright claim on one of my videos right now. And it's a video that has been out for like over a month. And so the video came out over a month ago, I think, and I'm looking at it and I got a copyright claim. I'm thinking the UFC is targeting your boy, dude, you know? It's okay. It's just a copyright claim, not a copyright strike. Let me see. How long did the video come out about? Oh, wait, no, it got cleared, but it was an old video. I cleared it, but they're targeting your boy. I have a different one that, I have a different one from Nelk, the Nelk Boy podcast with MMA Guru. I included a clip of that like a week ago and they're copyright claiming that. It's okay. They go away after a while. You just got to dispute it and stuff. Dana wants you to bend the knee. No, he does. Or yes, he does, but I will not. Do you get penalized after so many copyrights? So a copyright claim and a copyright strike are different. Copyright claims are basically harmless. It's like a, hey, you're using our shit. We're going to take the money from this video unless you dispute it. So I usually dispute it and claim it under fair use law, and it always gets released. I've never had a copyright strike. A copyright strike is where they actually try to take your channel down. And if you get 3 of those, they delete your channel. But it's a long process. It's not like they just get deleted. People used to abuse the fuck out of the copyrights. It used to be just copyright strikes, period. And people were getting their channels deleted for having beef. Like, let's just say Perry Punch, for example, he doesn't like me and he used a couple of my clips. Let's just say we don't like each other. And I just went, like, this is like 10 years ago, that I just went and said, copyright strike that video, copyright strike that video, copyright strike that video. YouTube would delete his channel without asking any questions. And people were like abusing that system. So they switched it to copyright claims and copyright strikes. And copyright claims are kind of harmless. My stream crashed. Did I miss anything spicy? Not really. Wyatt, which fight slime out will make you start your depression art? Guru had Yuri, Bedtime had JDM. All the top MMA YouTubers are doing it. If Connor comes back and gets slimed out. But nah, dude, I don't think there is one currently. Do you think that Paulo has the toughest style? Yeah, he could give UFC problems. Wyatt needs that $9.99. What, the copyright claim on a Perry Punch video? Is it Dana McWhite? It might be. The UFC works against itself trying to take down MMA vids. Literally free promotion. I know, like the NBA lets people use clips, bro. I want to see EM slime out Islam. I want to see Prates slime out Islam. I'd get pretty depressed. I got a little bit depressed when Ankalaev beat Pereira, but we bounced back with that one. You know what's crazy is Pereira losing to Islam. Dude, I remember this shit. Pereira losing to Ankalaev, not Islam. That shit made me realize how much I love this sport because I remember like I was like so bummed about Pereira losing the belt after that generational run he had been on. And then I saw the Full Violence put up a post of Pereira like with his head down. And the song was the Take Me Back to the Night We Met. And I was like, damn, dude, I love this sport. This shit actually like gets me, it's one of the only sport these days that actually makes me feel something, you know? Getting slime is a part of the game. Oh, Dana White drops $9.99 to Glaze Dana. Yeah, you're right. You're not wrong, gang. I would, Jesus. Are you talking about Shavkat Rakhmonov's comeback? Is that what you're talking about, Gerardo? Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I saw a video of him doing rehab the other day, and I was like, fuck, man. He looks so atrophied. Yeah, his legs looked so atrophied, like he hasn't been working out. I fear not Hamzat. Shavkat may become one of the biggest what ifs in UFC history. MMA hole. MMA is the only sport I care about. Same. Or like combat sports, not just MMA, but combat sports. Oh, everything else is boring after combat sports. I agree. Yeah. Oh, dude, I played baseball my whole fucking life till I started fighting. I could never, bro. I could never like go back to watching baseball on a regular basis, not after being in MMA for this long. Connor Slimeout sent the entire country of Ireland into Great Depressions. You know what's crazy is from what I've heard about Ireland, they do not fuck with Connor at all. The average Irish person does not like Connor. He thinks they think that he's a bad representation of Irish people. I still love MMA, but does anyone else not care as much about the cards now? I am looking forward to Sean and Hamzat though. Yeah, man, like I hear you on that. Like a lot of people have been telling me that they're kind of fatigued with the UFC and less into it, but I still like it. I'm a little bit more pessimistic about the UFC as a whole compared to a while ago, but still, I still love it. I understand why though. The UFC's been given a slop. I'm Irish, only traveler types like Connor. Gotcha. Football was my life all through high school, and then I just did drugs till I discovered MMA and now motorbikes, bro. MMA hole, you're a wild dude, bro. I've been an avid MMA fan since Tough One, still as passionate. Nice, dude, nice. The Boys fell off. Okay, interesting. Invincible and The Boys. That being said, I'm definitely... Dude, MMA hole, you and my brother would get along. He loves Invincible and The Boys. The average Irishman doesn't associate with the Irish mob. Connor's sister be fucking her way to the top over there. That's what... Yeah, I made a video about that a little bit. Who's the worst ref in UFC currently or ever? Currently, probably Dan Miragliotta. He sucks. I brought up Connor once to a friend's father. That's from Ireland. He said they hate him. Yeah, that's what I've heard too. Oh, now? Yeah, Dan Miragliotta fucking blows, dude. Mark Goddard has some bad stoppages, but overall, I think he does a good job of like trying to control the fight at least a little bit. I try to be honest, might be someone in chat going through their drug phase that need to discover. That's true. Somebody could be drugged out right now, needing to go get hit in the head as opposed to doing drugs. That's true. Mario Yamasaki is the worst ever for sure, but right now, it's definitely Dan Miragliotta in my opinion. Connor legit tied to the Irish cocaine cartel, exactly. Well, when you say it like that, it doesn't. You know, I know. I'm kind of, I'm kind of joking. Yeah. Connor getting his blow straight from the brick. True. Goddard with the, hey, buddy. Hey. No. No. Fight's over. Mark Goddard. Beltran did bad in the JDM Prates fight. He mentioned for action. He motioned for action to pause and then and JDM to get up. But yeah, I saw that. That was a little bit of a fumble, yeah. I once met Conor McGregor's dad's nephew, so yeah, that'd be his cousin. The ref who did Diaz versus Lawler, who was that? Are you talking about their most recent fight? Because they fought twice, right? UFC 266. Hold on. UFC 266. Let me see. Who was the fight for Robbie Lawler? I'm going to say it was Herzog. Yep, it was Jason Herzog. Mm-hmm. Damn, 266 was kind of a fun card. Volk versus Ortega, Shevchenko, Lauren Murphy, Robbie Lawler, Nick Diaz, and Curtis Blades Rosenstrike with Marab versus Marlon Moraes, Dan Hooker, Nasrat Hakparast, Jalen Turner against Uros Medic, Nick Maximov, Cody Brundage. That was a fun card, damn. I know I look back sometimes and be like, God, these fucking suck sometimes, but this was a sick card, UFC 266. Because 264, Connor broke his leg. 265, Cyril Gahn beat Derek Lewis for the interim belt. And then this was 266. What was 267? It was 267? That would have been October. 267 would have been an Abu Dhabi fight, I think. Yeah, no, it was, yeah, it was. It was Blachowicz and Teixeira when Glover became champ. Type shit. Lawler was always a class act. The Poirier before Poirier. Yeah, that's true. Maximov was fun to watch. Remember when Nate Diaz told him to fight Hamza? He goes, yeah. It's never over yet. Connor did a reverse version of my arc from MMA to Cokehead, but if I had his money in Connect, yeah, true. Herb Dean has been better as of late. Herb Dean does have some really big flukes or some really bad fumbles, though. It's kind of fun to look back with mindset and sometimes be like, fuck, no wonder Dana paid them like shit. They all suck. Sometimes, bro. Yeah, that's true, Eric. Steve Mazzagatti, yeah. Alrighty, gang. I think I'm going to hop off and make this karate combat video. A little 2.5 hour stream for you on this wonderful Monday. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. You guys will have this karate combat vid in probably an hour or so because I got to record it and edit it. So let's think of, let's say probably an hour to 90 minutes. We'll have it up. MMA Hole, shout out to you for the video idea. Like, subscribe. Guys, we'll be doing the Fight Society Friday breakdown at noon Pacific time on Friday. Fight Companion on Saturday. And then we'll probably do a Fight Companion, not a Fight Companion. We'll do the Fight Companion Saturday. Fight Society live during the, excuse me, I got the hiccups now. A Fight Society live. So we got Monday, 12 o'clock noon live stream Pacific time just now. Friday, breakdown stream. Saturday, Fight Companion. And I'll try to mix in one more stream during the week for you guys. All right. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for the honest takes. Just had surgery. I was hoping to chill. Yeah, you can still watch the stream. Still watch the stream. It's going to stay up. Have a good one, bro. And people from NZ. Love y'all, bro. I'll see you guys. I'll probably try to stream tomorrow, but I'll see you guys in about an hour for the video. Like, subscribe. I love you guys. I'll see you guys next time.